this is the Dremel 3D printer. The model number is 3D20, and the power on button is over here. So first we need to turn on the printer, and the software that we use for the 3D printer is Print Studio. It's over here. So in the Print Studio, only the .stl format files are acceptable. So if you draw your CAD software in ProE or AutoCAD or SolidWorks, you have to convert the extension to .stl. So once you have that, you can hit on import, and here we have some files in .stl, and we open them. So we have to first select the dimensions, the unit of the dimension, it's cm, so it's fine. And then we have to go to scale and then reduce the scale factor. Thereafter we adjust it to the center of the platform. So this is our model, and we can measure the dimensions of the model by clicking this command, measure tool. For instance, we click here and then click here, and then we can find out how long it is. So I go to escape, and then we want to see the flat surface. So these are the flat regions which will be supporting our model. So this was the layout essentially, these 4 commands. And then we go to repair, and we want to inspect if there are any problems in the model. So this one doesn't have any problem, but if there are problems which cannot be automatically repaired by the software, you have to select these options, other options available. You have to select the region where there is a fault, and then either crop it or patch the holes or cut it through that, and so on. And we can also add supports, but in this model supports are not needed, so we'll not find them. And once that is done, we can go to the export. So here the .stl file would be directly sent to the printer, and we want to save it. Select this printer. If you want to save the printer file, the files which are accepted by the printer is this format, .g3drem, and so we want to save it in this format, and then we can just write as octopus, okay. So right now we are using this cable to connect our laptop directly to the printer. But if we don't want to do this, we can also use a SD card, which we can directly insert in the printer. But the printer only accepts the G3DREM files. If we do not have the software for conversion of the .stl to G3DREM, we have to use this Print Studio. Okay, so right now we have saved it already. And we want to print it now. The print option. So now we are, sorry, the cable was a bit loose. I just adjusted the cable. Now we are accepting the printer, and we have the export option converted to the print option. So I select the print, and the printer, as you can see now, the printer LED is flashing, and the file is being downloaded. And soon the printing would start, and then we can also see what is the estimated time for the printing to finish. can see that the estimated time is 1 hour, and the extruder has is at this temperature, 30 degrees centigrade. But to start the printing, it will go up to 220 degrees centigrade. So you see, it was cool initially, now it's turned to warm, and the temperature would go up to this 220. So one of the most important things to consider here is the length of the filament. The filament which is used here is the PLA filament, and this filament needs to be sufficient so that the printing job can finish. Because in the middle of the job, if there is no longer any filament left, then the printer would stop, and then you have to restart the whole process, and you would also be wasting a lot of time that way. So we can just show, while the printing occurs, we can show some of the other features of the software. So we can select this slice button here, and see how the layers of the printing occurs. So it occurs layer by layer, cuts through the surface one by one. And we can also select the other settings of the printing to occur before we start the printer. And in our settings, the layer height is 0.2 centimeter, and the number of parameters is 2, which means the outer layer of the model would have 2 layers. And then the sparse infill density is the 30%, it is the air density. So the model would have 30% air, and rest would be filled up with the filament. And we can also select the type of the printing which occurs. So if it's concentric, it will go in the form of circles, or we can make it rectilinear, which would be more square shaped, or it could be honeycomb, so it would have many small shapes like we see in a honeycomb. And we can also enable the raft option. So raft is initially the layer which is underneath the model. So if you have a raft underneath the model, then the printed job, the 3D printed job, would be very stable on the platform. So it's always preferable to have the raft option enabled. So in the meantime, we can look at the printer and see that the printing has already started. The temperature has of the extruder has gone up to 218, and the reading here says hot. So it will probably take more than 1 hour. It says 1 hour, but sometimes it can take more. And once the printing job is done, the platform goes down, and you can take out the printed material, but do not turn the printer off, because this extruder would cool down from 220 to 30 degrees centigrade, and it would say warm here. So we should wait till the hot goes to warm on the LED screen. So yeah, that's it.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, hello. So after 1 hour, we can see that the job is complete. Now to remove the platform, we have to press this plank over here, and then we have to slowly remove it. Now make sure that if the filament gets over, you should always ask Latifa or me to help you change the filament. And then to remove this, we have to use this scraper. It is tied to the other printer. So yeah, this is a bit difficult. Okay, so you can see that this is the raft which is underneath the model, and this is the baby octopus. This is the support which I designed. So if you don't need it, we can just remove it, and then we can just peel off the raft underneath the model. So this is the final product. And once we are done, we should just put the platform back inside and close it. Now we can open this door anytime. It is not attached to any sensor, so if while the print is occurring, if you open it, then the printing job will not stop. Another thing is, we should only turn off the printer when this is warm, not hot. Otherwise, it might affect the software inside. Okay, so once we are done, we just turn off the printer. That's it.